Hello again, guys. Armando here, and this is my follow-up video, completion video for the Phoenix. I got the plaque from Matt Davis at Laser Fire Creations, and it is beautiful, like all his work. It has everything I asked him to put on there, all the information on the ship. So last night I went ahead and cut out a trench using the cutting tip on my Dremel so I could install it, and I ran into some mishaps which I fortunately was able to resolve. I'll tell you about those. First thing you'll notice is I added legs to it, as I usually do. I ran out of the I only had 2 of these, which are the ones that I usually use, and obviously I needed 4, so I just took these corner attachments from an old furniture, one of those prefab furniture things you buy at Office Depot, a shelf. I took 4 of them and I put them on. They do look kind of modern, so I like it. Show you the bottom so you see what I did. Strap the 9-volt battery with a corner brace that you can get at any hardware store. Bent it into shape and screwed it in place. Wired in a small toggle switch. And these are high double density white LEDs. I glued them into place at the bottom of the trench. So that's the bottom. I'll show you how it works. Lights up beautifully, as you can see. I love this effect with the edge lit lighting. Couple of things I'll tell you about. I cut the trench out a bit too wide, so the tendency was for this plaque to sink in, and I wasn't able to show the bottom etched edge, which is really nice. So that was the first problem, and in the future what I'll do is I'll just ask Matt to cut a bigger piece with a maybe a 1/2 inch on the bottom, so I can just sink it into the trench without worrying about it sinking in. When I was trying to install it last night, I got a bunch of the silicone sealant on the plaque, and I thought I'd ruined it. This stuff, which is what he recommended, and it stays crystal clear, and it's very adhesive. But if it gets on the plastic, it stains it, and I left it overnight in Purple Power to no avail. Tried soap and water to no avail. Then I decided to read the instructions on the tube to see if there was any instructions on cleanup, and it recommended mineral spirits. Tried some of those, and lo and behold, it's perfect again. So that's how you clean that up, and in the future read the instructions. So I cleaned it up, and then I decided, well, how do I keep it from sinking in? So I took a small piece of plastic tubing, cut out a piece just long enough, and wedged it in place just below the edge to provide sort of a shelf. And then to avoid the issue with the excess of that clear seal, I just dabbed some on a cardboard separately, and then using this I just put little portions along the tube that I'd put in there, and then I put this in place and held it for a few minutes. I put this here so it would stay straight, and that's all it took. So it's installed, it's perfect, and I'm happy. For the support, I took a bigger rod piece. I drilled a hole, not all the way through, just enough to get this in, and I used these cable straps that you can get at any hardware store. I sliced off a piece with the Dremel wheel, as you can see, and it happened to be the perfect diameter. It went right onto the rod. I used 2 plastic washers on top and the bottom, and I C8 glued them on the bottom and on the top to fix it in place, and it works like a charm. I can even turn it if I want, but it's not going anywhere. And finally I CA glued the tube into position. I wedged it in there. The hole was just perfect to wedge it in, and I put a dab of CA glue at the bottom, and it's hard as a rock now. And so The Phoenix, if I can set it in place, is in position. So that's my Phoenix. I'll put it on the shelf and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the Phoenix in its final display position for now. All lit up. As you can see, the sign very nicely displays the features, the information. The base does its job very well. And it even lights up the model from the bottom, so it came out very nice, and I'm pleased. Okay, take care.